So I want to welcome everyone. This is Lydia Martinez, and I'm the director of TLS Weight Loss Solution. I'm nationally certified fitness specialist, a certified fitness nutrition specialist, and a child nutrition specialist. And it's my honor and pleasure to be on this webinar with you tonight, and I really appreciate you guys taking the time out, on a Saturday to join me and to talk about the TLS Weight Loss Solution. I'm going to talk to you tonight a little bit about why you may be struggling with your weight. There's many people that could be on this webinar tonight. Maybe you just started with the TLS Weight Loss Solution. Maybe this is the first time you've ever heard of TLS Weight Loss Solution, or maybe you've heard of TLS and you just haven't made the decision yet. And my goal is, by the end of this webinar, is for you to feel comfortable enough to make the move forward, because TLS truly can be the weight loss solution for you. Now, I shared with you my credentials, but before I talk to you about, why you might be struggling with your weight, what we call the fat factors, and what the TLS program is, I want to share with you a little bit of my background and my experience, because sometimes people, as a guest on this webinar, you might be thinking, okay, well, what gives you the credibility to be talking to us about weight loss? Well, I have the credentials, as I share with you, but I think the credibility really comes from my experience and personal experience when it comes to weight loss and health. My journey started 21 years ago. 21 years ago, it was March 31st at 12:20 in the afternoon, I actually received a phone call, and I was told that you need to come to the hospital right away. And by the time that I made it to the hospital, my father had passed away from a massive heart attack. My father, what I remember through those years, was overweight. And because he was overweight, at the age of 45, he was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. And because he was overweight and had type 2 diabetes, he had his first heart attack at 48, and he had his last heart attack at 58. So when people hear that, automatically think, well, that's why she does weight loss, that's why she does fitness. Well, yes, but it's not the reason that you might think. I truly do have a passion when it comes to weight loss and nutrition and fitness and working with people. But, 21 years ago, I had no intentions of ever helping anyone with their weight loss, never speaking in front of people, never, well, we didn't even think about webinars back then, right? I hate to admit that's how long ago it was. But, it was simple fear on how I got into the industry, because the information that I received at that time, I was told, because of my family history and being Mexican-American, well, because you're Mexican-American and you're a female, well, you're 50% more likely to have type 2 diabetes and be on insulin like your father was, and you're 50% more likely to have some type of cardiovascular issue and more than likely die of a heart attack like your father did because of your family history. And that's really how I started into the industry. And as I started to learn about fitness and as I started to learn about nutrition, there was two things that really stuck in my mind, and I share with people all the time. It was, number one, is degenerative disease is acquired, it's not inherited. Say it one more time. Degenerative disease is acquired, it's not inherited. Well, what do you mean by that? And I'll tell you that in a second. Number two is that the energy and life that you bring to each day will enter the body through nutrition, bottom line. So when we talk about degenerative disease being acquired and not inherited, it means that your body's dynamic. And because how we eat and how we live our life, we can influence how quickly or slowly we age, how fast or slow our metabolism is, simply by how we live our life. And that was powerful information to me. And that's where my journey started. It started from fear of, basically not wanting to die, shifting to a moral obligation. And I've been blessed to be part of TLS Weight Loss Solution for many years now, from the beginning, and go out and share it. But that's where I come to you today with that background and why I have a passion. And through the years, the things that I have learned when it comes to weight loss, and there's a lot of things, there's a lot of players and variables when it comes to weight loss. And, I have the background as far as the experience and education, the personal experience with my family, but I've been a person that I'm not going to say that I've struggled with my weight, but I've definitely struggled with my identity. And I've done every type of program that you could think of before I started to learn the right way to eat. I mean, I did, pins in your ears. I had friends that do spacesuits that make you sweat. I've done the cookie diet, the banana diet. Then you have like the all juice diets. I mean, I've done all kinds of crazy things. So I also have that experience. So when I'm talking to you right now, tonight, about why you struggle with your weight, trust me, I do understand. Because I know a lot of times people say, well, you don't understand how I feel. Trust me. I don't care if it's 5 pounds or 150 pounds. We all have some type of mental struggle when it comes to our weight. And the things that I've learned over the years is, there's 2 things that have to be in place when someone is looking to lose weight, when someone's looking to get healthy, when somebody's looking to be more fit. So I have to ask them, what is your goal? You're on this webinar tonight, and you're here to learn about the 5 fat factors or learn about TLS Weight Loss Solution. But how much weight do you want to lose? Is it 5 pounds, 50 pounds, 150 pounds? And if you are looking to lose weight, whatever that number may be, why haven't you done it before? Why are you here right now? Have you tried things before? Were you like me and many of my friends, the cookie diet, the banana diet, the, spacesuits that make you sweat? You might be doing something crazy right now, but you're still sitting in on this webinar because you're saying it's not working for me. And then what did you like about those programs and what didn't you like about those programs? There had to be something that you liked, and there had to be, I'm sure there was ones that worked for you. But then again, you're here on this webinar tonight, maybe gain the weight back and then some. Because there has to be, like I said, 2 things in place. Number 1, you have to have a why. You have to have a true why. And right now we've been promoting a lot on our challenges. And I know those are big motivators when there's cash involved. But at the end of the day, if you don't have a true why, you can't do it for just the cash. You can't do it for your family. You can if that's truly going to motivate you. But if they're saying do it, if your doctor's saying you got to lose the weight, sometimes that's just not enough. Is the fear enough for you? Is your family enough motivation for you? Then that's fine. But you have to figure out what your true goal is. And there's all different types of goals. So don't think that you have to have some grandiose goal. It could be something very simple. I've had all kinds of things said to me when it comes to goal. When people say, Lydia, I just want to be healthier. I'm like, well, what does that look like? I mean, does it mean that you're walking up and down the steps and you're not out of breath? Does it mean that you have enough energy to play with your kids or your grandkids? Does it mean that you can walk into the closet and pick any clothes that you want, or you can go out to the store and pick off right off the rack? It sounds like simple things, but those are important things to some people. So what's your true motivation to lose weight? You have to have that goal. So that's number 1. And then number 2 is that you have to know that you're worth the time and effort. And I know you've probably been told before, and I've told many people that you're worth it, but you have to accept that you're worth the time and effort. Because until you accept that you're worth the time and effort, guess what? I don't care what weight loss program you try, you're going to gain the weight back, or you're not going to start, or you're going to quit. Because I've seen it time and time and time again. And I'm not saying that to be harsh. I'm just telling you the true reality of it because I've worked with so many people. You have to have that why in place, and then you have to accept that you're worth the time and effort. So that's the first thing that we need to talk about. So those are why you might be struggling with your weight if you don't have those 2 things in place. But the next reasons why we're struggling with their weight, well, there's physical reasons why we struggle with our weight. There's so many different things and variables when it comes to weight loss. I mean, age, medication, hormones, lack of activity, so many different things. But there's 5 fat factors that I see over again and again working with people, and these are the most common. But, when you look at the screen, you can see simple things of why we're struggling with our weight. Because you put everyone else first. Why? That goes back to accepting that you're worth the time and effort. Then you may have the excuse that I don't have time to exercise. Well, when are you going to find the time? There's everybody has 5 hours of discretionary time a day. It actually is when you start writing down your schedule and exactly what you're doing. You don't like to cook. Well, that's okay, because I know a lot of people that don't like to cook, and I know a lot of people that shouldn't cook. And I'm not going to talk about them tonight, but, they shouldn't be in the kitchen. And then you might be the person that you spend a lot of time at work. Right? That goes back to putting everyone else first. Or you're saying, I've tried everything. I know I'm talking to a lot of people in here, and I said, if I could see you face to face, and I asked you, how many diets have you been on in a lifetime? Have you been on one? And some hands will go up. You've been on two, more hands go up. You've been on three, more hands go up. It's crazy when I go higher in number how many hands go up because you've tried so many different things. And then you make poor food choices, or you eat too much too often, or what, you write it in. Figure out why you're struggling with your weight. But the 5 fat factors really do play a key, and all of these are intertwined within the fat factors. So what are the fat factors? Why are we struggling with our weight, time and time again? Well, number one, it's portion size. I call it portion distortion. And anytime I say portion size, automatically people want to get on the bandwagon of picking on the companies that have the super drinks and the biggie size. But, it's not all their fault. It's easy to blame them, and it's true. I mean, we're talking about massive amounts of calories in one meal and unhealthy calories. But portion size and portion distortion is, how were you brought up to think about food? Perfect example. How many of you have been told, eat everything on your plate because there's starving kids in China or Russia or wherever? I'm like, well, you know what, Ma? If I eat it, they're still starving, so why don't we just bag it up and send it to them, right? Or what about if you don't eat everything on your plate, you're being wasteful. Things that you were taught as a child that you bring into your everyday life now as adults, that's portion distortion. And we have portion distortion even with our healthy food because it's the American way. It's bigger, it's better. If it's on sale, we want it. If it's buffet, it's got to be a bargain. The endless pasta bowl, we have all of it. So now we're getting too much in too short of a time, and we don't know how to really control our food and our portions and what we should be doing. Next is yo-yo dieting, as I talked about it. How many of you have been on more than 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 diets in your lifetime? Well, here's the thing. There's a lot of great programs out there. So I'm not going to beat up any program, but there's a lot of bad programs out there as well because they're eliminating whole food groups. They're just strictly focusing on calories, and the issue is this. When you do one of those type of programs, if you do like the Master Cleanse, and actually I said I wasn't going to pick on a program, but I am. It's not smart because you're restricting so many calories, and what happens is that when you restrict calories, your body perceives it as a time of famine. So what it will do, it's going to store fat, and it's going to break down muscle for energy. Majority of weight that is lost when you do one of these type of programs that severely restrict your calories or eliminate whole food groups, it breaks down your muscle, which is a part of your metabolism, and it stores fat. That's the problem. Studies have proven and shown that every time you go on one of those type of programs, well, it slows down your metabolism anywhere from 10 to 15%. So that's why if you tried a program before and you said, oh, it worked great when I did it, but now the weight's not coming off the way it was, it's because you slowed down your metabolism. You lost muscle and you gained back fat. That's the problem with yo-yo dieting. So now we've compromised our metabolism through doing these type of programs. And then, of course, we have stress. I was actually watching a report this morning talking about chronic stress, and they said over 50% of women, when they did the survey, said that they have out-of-control stress, and that means chronic stress, day to day. Your body was meant for survival, but it was not meant to handle chronic stress, meaning it doesn't know the difference. It's not meant to deal with deadlines. It's not meant to deal with constant stimulation of people contacting you 24/7 through your phone, through your computer, having the TV on. It's not meant for the endless struggles of maybe it's debt or relationships or your kids. It's meant for survival. What does that mean? It means acute stress, fight or flight. Back in the day when we were hunters and gatherers, well, you know, when let's say a wild buffalo stampede would come your way, your body would release adrenaline and cortisol, and you would run from that wild buffalo. You would use up that adrenaline and cortisol, and that was the fight or flight. Perfect. It saved your life, and it actually kept you thin. Well, today, your body doesn't know the difference, doesn't know the difference between wild buffalo and your boss, wild buffalo and, you know, being stuck in traffic jam, wild buffalo and your kids acting up, wild buffalo debt, wild buffalo wedding. So it releases cortisol and adrenaline, and what was meant to save your life is now compromising your health and your metabolism. That's why you have the spare tire around your midsection that you can't get rid of. I can't tell you how many people come into me and they say, you know, Lydia, especially women, I haven't changed anything. I'm exercising, I'm eating right how I've been taught, but I'm gaining weight. And I'm like, what's going on? They've lost their job, they're going through a divorce, they have debt. So stress is a big one on the fat factors when we struggle with our weight. And then we have processed food. You know, too many foods with synthetic chemicals, sugars, laden with fats. You know, our body was meant to eat fresh. It wasn't meant to eat food from a manufacturer. And when I say a manufacturer, I'm meaning things that aren't real. You know, just to let you know, Cheetos is not real. Cheetos is not cheese, okay? You know, Doritos, not cheese. Certain things like that. You know, I'm not saying they're not good. I'm not saying that you can't ever have them. But when we're constantly taking in processed types of foods, our body says, okay, we're taking in these foreign foods. We don't know what to do with them. So what we're going to do is we're going to create more fat cells, because fat cells protect your body and keep toxins away from your vital organs. And that's what ends up happening is we gain more weight, and then we get these calories in that have no nutrients. So we're taking in a lot of calories, processed foods. It's just crazy. And then, of course, our sedentary lifestyle, not getting up and moving enough. I joke about this all the time. But, you know, the average American, you know, I'll ask, how many of you get 10,000 steps in a day? And if, you know, if there's 50 people in a room, I'll have one or two raise their hand. And I always challenge that, because I know some days I struggle to get 10,000 steps. And an aggressive adult would get 15,000 steps. But do you know the average American only gets 3,000 steps in a day? Right, because everything's about convenience. And even if you're working out in the gym or with a trainer or even at home for 60 minutes, on average we sit for 6 to 7 hours in front of our computer. So now you've just reversed all the work that you've done. We're not getting up and moving enough. A calorie, one of the things I will say, it's not all about calories in, but it is about calories out, meaning that you still have to get up and move to burn calories and to burn fat, and we are just not doing it. So those are the main reasons, the 5 main reasons why people struggle with their weight. And you may be listening to this and say, well, okay, I'm portion distortion, or I'm stressed, or I'm processed, or I'm sedentary lifestyle, or gosh, Lydia, I'm all of them. Well, guess what? It's okay. You know, here's the great thing about it. You might be struggling with your weight now, but because you've identified this, it might just be a minor tweak that we need to do. And if it's all 5 of them why you're struggling with your weight, it's still okay. You're in the right place at the right time. Where weight loss goes wrong, a couple different things. Well, one, I briefly talked about it, you know, when it comes to yo-yo dieting, because when you're, you know, eliminating whole food groups and you're restricting calories, your body doesn't know a number. It knows quality. So one of the things that's an issue is when people try to put you in a one-size-fits-all program. And I know some people will say, okay, well, we could do a calorie, you know, identity with you and say, okay, I'm going to size you up, I'm going to do your consultation, and you need 1,400 calories to lose weight. This is the problem with that. When it's 1,400 calories and it's not defined in what type of calories that you're taking in, 5 slices of, you know, cheese pizza is 1,400 calories, you guys. So if you're telling me that I eat 1,400 calories worth of pizza each day, I'm going to lose weight? No, it has to be quality. So not one size fits all. So we have to identify the quality of food. And then when I say one size fits all, it's not one size fits all. It's also about your commitment level. My commitment level to my health and your commitment level to your health is 2 different things. Does it mean that mine's better? No, not at all. It just means it's different. It's mine, and it means that I'm on a different point of the journey than you are. Does it make it better? It just makes it your own. And when we try to put someone in a box and say, this is all you can do, no exceptions, you either fit in it or you don't, that's an issue. And then what's another issue where weight loss goes wrong? When people just focus on the weight, that's an issue. Why? Because one of the things that I shared with you on the yo-yo dieting, they lost muscle and they gained back fat because they were just focusing on weight. Muscle burns calories. Fat takes very little existence, takes very little work to exist. So that's the issue. So when you break down your muscle, you're breaking down a part of your metabolism. That's why you have to focus on fat loss and not weight loss, because weight can be deceiving, right? A pound of feathers and a pound of rocks is still a pound, but it's the size in which it takes up, the room in which it takes up. I can give you example after example. You know, a softball and a beach ball, they're both 4 ounces, but they both take up different space, and that's the difference between focusing on fat and focusing on muscle. Muscle takes up less room and it's dense. Fat takes up more room and it's flabby. So you want to focus on fat loss. You just don't strictly want to focus on weight. And then there's so many different things where weight loss goes wrong because people maybe just trying to focus on supplementation, or they're just trying to focus on exercise, or they're just trying to focus on food. That's an issue. You have to have all of it together to really make it work. And that's where TLS Weight Loss Solution comes into play. TLS Weight Loss Solution is a comprehensive, customizable program. I want to say it one more time. Comprehensive and customizable. What does that mean? It's based off of your personality, your body's physical needs, your personal weight loss goals, and your personal commitment level. When you have all of those together, you create a recipe for weight loss success. Because like I said, we're all at different points of the journey, and it doesn't mean that it's better. It means that it's just different. So that's what we do. And one of the things, how do we do this? Well, first thing, when we're talking about comprehensive and customizable, how can we customize it to you? Well, what we would do is we would do a profile. And you can either go online, or the person that invited you on the webinar tonight can do a paper questionnaire. It takes a few minutes, and it's going to, how you answer the questions, it's going to direct you on what low glycemic menu plan you should be following, what supplementation is right for you, and then what type of accountability and tools you will actually need to be successful based on how you answer the questions. Now let's talk a second about low glycemic impact eating. We've designed 5 different menu plans to fit in low glycemic impact eating. Low glycemic impact eating has over 40 years worth of research showing that it's superior to weight loss and weight management. How is that? Well, it shows that low glycemic impact eating induces fat loss and helps maintain lean muscle mass. Now, remember when I was talking about a lot of these other programs out there, you lose muscle and you gain back fat. This does just the opposite. It helps you lose fat and maintain your lean muscle, which that's what you need. And it does this by helping you control your blood sugar levels. Your blood sugar levels, it's about quality, taking in quality food, because your blood sugar levels determine how much energy you have throughout the day, how mentally clear you are throughout the day, how full you stay throughout the day, and whether you store or burn fat throughout the day. And as you can see on the screen, high glycemic foods, that can be like cookies and cakes and pastas, things that are low in fiber and nutrients and high in junk, basically, are the ones that's going to put weight on you. We're not talking about a calorie-based program. We're talking about a quality-based program. And the menu plans will actually teach you what rules or what your guidelines are and what food you actually would take in. When you eat in the green zone, quality, high fiber, clean protein, nuts, legumes, berries, sweet potatoes, steak, quality steak, lean chicken, things like that. Well, guess what? You're fueling your body, and it's going to burn fat, and it's going to, it's going to burn fat and help you maintain your lean muscle mass. So what are our menu plans? Well, some of the things that we do, like I said, we have 5 different menu plans, but we also have a detox program. The detox program is a great way to jumpstart your weight loss. Is it required? No, not at all. But how you answer the questions and determine what menu plan is right for you, it will help identify whether you want to do a detox program at all. You can do 3 days, you can do 5 days, you can do 7 days, you can do 10 days. Again, it goes up to your commitment level, your schedule, your budget. I mean, that's everything fits in there with TLS Weight Loss Solution. A detox is a great way to jumpstart your weight loss because it's getting rid of the old and bringing in the new, full of fiber, full of nutrients. It's also a great thing to do quarterly just to get your system back on track. You get with the person that invited you on the webinar to ask more questions and get the details. We have a fat shredder program. This is one of our menu plans. It's 2 weeks. You lose 10 pounds during the 2 weeks, up to 10 pounds. And this is a little bit more restrictive. You know, who is this for? Well, you know, I can give you who's it for. It's the person maybe that you're going to a high school reunion. Maybe you're going to a wedding. Maybe you got to fit into a bikini or some type of, for the guys, a Speedo because you're going on vacation. This is something, you know, that you'll want to do quick. But by doing the profiling system, it will help you identify what program's right for you. So don't try to figure it out yourself. Let the system do it for you because it's down to a science. We have rapid results. Rapid results is a 12-week program, 6 to 12 weeks. You lose 2 to 3 pounds per week, and we're talking about fat. And it's going to give you the food list of quality protein. You're going to do a lot of vegetables. And we're going to do an elimination process to help you identify, are you carbohydrate sensitive? Are you gluten sensitive? You know, and by doing the elimination and add-in back process, you can decide, okay, these things stall my weight loss. These things make me, you know, not feel so good, and these things make me feel great. That's what I love about the Rapid Results program, and it's really all or nothing type of personality. Then we have Sure and Steady. Sure and Steady is 1 to 2 pounds per week over a 12-week time frame. It's a little bit more lenient, but it doesn't mean that you're not going to get results. Your results are going to be a little bit slower because you're being a little bit more lenient, and that's okay. I want you to understand, you know, every one of these menu plans, none of them are superior. None of them. It's what's going to work best for you. That's what I love about what we've done. So if you fit within the Share and Steady, then run with it because you're going to be happy, you're going to be satisfied, and you're going to maintain and actually get the right results. And all of our programs, again, are low glycemic based. Then we have our Simply Delivered. Remember when we were talking about excuses or reasons why some people might struggle with their weight? I don't want to say excuses because it's not bad sometimes. You just don't like to cook or you shouldn't cook. I talk about it. My one friend, I always tease her, and she may possibly be on the webinar right now, but I'm like, you know, if you can start a fire with a crock pot, then you shouldn't be cooking, and she actually did it. Simply Delivered program is a chef-prepared program. We have three different programs with Simply Delivered. Chef-prepared, so it means you order your meals, you pick your meals, they make them fresh, and they deliver them every few days. One of the things that we just introduced is for the budget, and I love it. It's frozen meals. It's $10 a day, 3 meals a day for $10. You don't have to worry about it going bad. It's not something that you have to eat every day, but in a pinch, it's perfect. And $10, you can't go to McDonald's for one meal for $10. You know, it's like $7, and don't ask me how I know that. I've been told. But the three meals for $10, what I love about that program, you have breakfast, lunch, and dinner, or if you're a breakfast person and your issue is breakfast all the time, you can order all breakfast meals. Doesn't matter. You can decide breakfast, lunch, and dinner, or all breakfast, or all lunch, or all dinner. But again, answer the questionnaire, and it's going to help fit you in the right program. Then we have Continued Commitment. Continued Commitment, you might be a person on the line, Lydia, I'm not really looking to lose weight, but I just want to be healthier, make better decisions. Continued Commitment would be for you. Or you've lost the weight, but you want to maintain weight loss. That's Continued Commitment. It's the 80-20 rule. 80% of the time you're making the right decisions, eating quality food from the list, and 20% of the time it might be your favorite drink or your favorite dessert or your favorite prime rib, whatever it may be. I don't judge. This is a judge-free zone. That's up to you, but that's what continued commitment is all about. So those are our menu plans. And then we have our supplementation that fits within the TLS Weight Loss Solution. By answering the questionnaire, we're going to identify what your body's physical needs are. Number one, some of the biggest issues with people is that they never feel satisfied, and it's because of a hormone called leptin is out of control. The more fat you have, the more leptin you produce, and leptin is a hormone that tells your body that you're full and turns your metabolism back on. But when we have too much fat and we have too much leptin, our body starts to ignore the signal. So even when you're eating quality food, you're not feeling satisfied and your metabolism is not turning back on. Our core product is meant for that. It's meant for leptin resistance, and it's meant for carbohydrate sensitivity. Carbohydrate sensitivity, in short, if you are a person, you can smell a bagel and your thighs swell. Me even saying the word bagel, your thighs might be swelling right at this very moment. That's the product for you. But again, I'm going to say it a couple times before I'm done. Don't try to figure it all out yourself. Get with the person that invited you on, or go to TLSslim.com and take the free dieter profile. It's going to help identify your menu plan and your supplementation and your tools. We have our Axe products, and whether you're looking to lose weight or not, our Axe is adrenal, cortisol, thyroid, and stress support formula. This is going to help how your body perceives stress or reacts to stress. I wish I could say you take it and all your stressors go away. You just sprinkle it on somebody and they're gone. It doesn't work that way, but what it does do, it helps how your body responds to it in preventing the fight or flight at certain times. So if you're dealing with chronic stress, you have trouble sleeping, that's the product for you. We have our Thermochrome product that is ramped up, helps you burn extra calories. Really, when you want to feel that burn, make you sweat, it's going to help with lipolysis and thermogenesis. And then we have our CLA for our stubborn fat storage areas, around the hips, butt, and thigh area. CLA has been proven, Tonalin, the brand that we use, has been proven in studies to reduce up to 9% of body fat in their studies, and that was around the hips, butt, and thigh area. So that's pretty powerful. But those are our MACE supplements. And then we have our shakes and our nutritional meals that are for on the go. We have a shake that has 18 grams of protein, 10 grams of fiber. This is perfect for a person that skips meals. This is perfect for the person that wants a quick snack. They taste delicious, chocolate and vanilla. But one of our slogans is fiber and protein at every meal makes losing weight no big deal. This is going to help set your metabolism up for the day, help keep you balanced, and keep you in that fat-burning zone. Everyone loves our shakes, and we have a great recipe book to go along with it. Then for the individual that needs extra protein, I'm one of those individuals. As much as I know about nutrition, it's still hard for me to get in the amount of protein that I need. 30% of women don't get in enough protein. Protein is about your hormones, it's about your muscle, it's about your weight loss, it's about your, it's actually protein's about everything because it runs about every metabolic process that's going on in your body. So we have our clean, plain, just strict protein supplement that you can do. So there's so many different ways that you can be successful. You might want to do all of them, or you might just want to do some of it, and that's okay because it's a customizable program. And then our tools. I said a lot of things here tonight and said, okay, how can I remember all this about low glycemic and about carbohydrate sensitivity, about leptin, about the fat factors? No problem. Our TLS Health Guide is the A to Z of weight loss for you. It's going to teach you about the fat factors. It's going to teach you about low glycemic impact eating, carbohydrate sensitivity, gluten sensitivity. It's going to help give suggestions and give you directions on how to get started, and there's 90 days of journaling. And then our TLSslim.com and our mobile app that are linked together, it's an interactive website that's going to give you educational videos week 1 through 12 on what to do. You enter your food. It's going to help you keep on track. There's recipes. There's helpful tips. There's exercise planner. I mean, there's so many different things with TLSslim.com. You just got to go and try it out to see everything that it has. All of these they work together. They're independent, but they're interrelated. I say that a lot because people just try to do one thing, and you can't. It's not just about one thing. It's just like a calorie is not a calorie. You have to have all the moving parts, and that's what TLS has done. It's put together all the moving parts for you to be successful. That's why we say it's comprehensive, and it is. And that's the TLS Weight Loss Program. So what do you do from here? Real simple. Get with the person that invited you on the webinar, or simply go to TLSslim.com, like I said, and take the free dieter profile. From there, you get your customized menu plan. It tells you what supplements to do, and get with the person, again, that invited you and ask them about any kit specials that might be going on. We have a big kit special. It's over $80 savings right now, but it's only available till the end of September. So get with them so you don't miss out on that. That's the TLS Weight Loss Solution program. And guys, you are in the right place at the right time, but you have to decide, are you worth it? It's not that you're the right person, because you are the right person, but you have to decide, are you worth the time and effort? I tell people all the time, you were meant to make a difference. You are meant to do great things in this world. And it's time that you make the decision and accept that you're worth the time and effort. Because taking care of yourself, it's not selfish, it's your obligation. It's your obligation because it only makes you better for others. I appreciate you being on the webinar tonight, and I hope that this is enough for you to take the time and move forward with the TLS Weight Loss Solution.